Hi everyone, Flaming Footy here, and welcome back to a new video on the channel. And today, guys, we're going to be continuing our AFL 2023 three-game match series, reviewing the first three games of round 5 of the 2023 AFL season, which is also Gather Round. So Thursday night was seen to be one of the games of the round, Adelaide VS Carlton, the opener of Gather Round, and didn't really turn out the way that most people had expected. Adelaide 18-10, 118, blew Carlton out of the park, 9-8-62. The Crows won by 56. And it was a game where they just owned the game the whole contest, even though Carlton did come back within biting distance a couple times, within striking range. But in the end, the Crows did prove they were a better side. And in a prime time slot for them, it's so important to make their mark, and they did exactly that, proving they should have another prime time slot later on in the year for Channel 7. So anyway, though, first quarter, the Crows pounded on 50 points to the Blues 13, 51-13 at the first break. And, yeah, they just owned the contests. And then again, throughout the second and third quarter, they just did enough to put the Blues away. And then, yeah, in that last quarter, they put the finishing touches on what had been a great game for them. They owned the footy. They were so dominant. Their defence line was great. Stopped the Carlton forwards. We know how dangerous Mackay and Curnow are. And if it gets to the ground, you know that, like, Owies, Durden and Motlop can cause damage. But, yeah, the Crows just stopped that and didn't allow that at all. And, yeah, it was an absolutely amazing performance by the Adelaide Crows. And, yeah, Carlton's ball movement as well wasn't that great either. So you can't serve up well to your forwards if you're just bombing it long down the line. 37 disposal for Laird, 5 goals for Fogarty. On his return game, he was massive. 133 fantasy for Dawson, 10 tackles for Cripps. Right, we'll go to the player stats. Dawson, 133 fantasy, 118 for Laird, 109 for Fogarty, 108 for Jones, 107 for Ed Curnow, 102 for Walsh. In his return game, 101 for Duday, 96 for Rochelle. 5 goals, 3 for Fogarty, 3 goals for Walker and Keys. So the top 3 goal getters on the ground were all Crows. 2 goals for Charlie Curnow and Harry Mackay, and Durden, 1 goal, 2 for Laird, who did miss out on a couple of his chances. Right, disposals, 37 for Laird. He just does it week after week. 32 for Dawson. He was great as well. 28 for Jones. 25 for Walsh. 24 for Duday and Hinge. Now we'll go to the marks. 10 for Duday, Fogarty. 9 for Jones, Walker and Wiedering. 8 for Rochelle. Tackles, 10 for Cripps. 9 for Dawson. 8 for Curnow and George Hewitt. We'll go to the here. Now 41 for O'Brien, who dominated against the Koning with the 17. 10 for Thilthorpe, 6 for Silvani, 5 for Pitnet, 4 for Walker, and 1 for Cripps. But yeah, Pitnet, he got out injured, and that was a real ruck blow for the Blues for the rest of the night. He was subbed off very quickly at the start of the game. Crows won in disposals, 398 to 320. Inside 50s were quite locked. The Crows way better when going inside 50. Their efficiency inside 50 was amazing. Hit outs, they won. Clearances, though, it was the Blues, 37 to 42. 18 to 12 centre clearances in favour of the Crows. They did win the ball out of the middle a lot, but stoppage clearances 19 to 30. Big win there for Carlton. Crows had way more uncontested possessions than the Blues. Let's see. Took way more marks, 116 to 71, 20 to 7 of those being inside 50, 19 to 14 contested marks. They led for the whole game. They definitely did deserve the win in the end. They were absolutely amazing. They really did turn it on, and what an opener to Gather Round. Alright, next game of Gather Round, Fremantle vs Gold Coast, as part of the Friday doubleheader at Norwood Oval. So there was one at the Adelaide Oval, which was the Tigers Swans, which is the next game to review. But this one was the Dockers and the Suns. First game at Norwood Oval this round of 2. And it was an absolute thriller. Both these two sides needed a win. They went into the game 1-3. The loser knew they were going to go 1-4. And in the end, the loser was the Gold Coast Suns. Fremantle 15-10, 100. Gold Coast 13-12, 90. In the end, the Dockers were just too good after mounting a big comeback. And if the rain had have struck, they could have been, in real trouble, the Dockers. But in the end, though, they held their nerve, came back for a thrilling win. It was the Suns that did dominate the first half, though. They were very dominant in a lot of aspects. They looked so much better. The Dockers did look a little bit messy in that, but then in the third quarter, that's where the comeback started. That's where they got the comeback off and rolling. Did the Dockers 5-2? Gold Coast kicked 1 goal 4 in that quarter. 2 goals 4. So chances were there. There was chances aplenty to take that. To take a decent lead into 3-quarter time. Instead, they don't take a decent lead in at all. They take a 6-point lead at 3-quarter time. And then in that last quarter, the Dockers kick 4-2 to run over the top and take away a 10-point win. Caleb Sarong, 37 disposals, 4 goals for Walters, 125 fantasy for Swallow, and Sarong 11 tackles for Matt Rao. Go to some player stats now. 125 fantasy for Sarong, Swallow 118 for Darcy, 111 for Lukosius, 107 for Anderson, 104 for Schultz and Miller, 100 for Rao. Goals behinds, 4 goals for Walters, 3 for Amos, and Schultz 3 goals as well for David Swallow, who had that before half time, and he did look like he looked like he was really going to tear this game apart. Did David Swallow. Noah Anderson, Luke Jackson, Ben King kicks 2 goals. Jack Lukosius had his chances, 1 goal 4. And I mean, if he had to convert a little bit more, he could have won the game off his own boot for the Gold Coast Suns. We'll go to disposals, 37 for Sarong, 26 for Miller, 25 for Anderson, 20 for Schultz, Swallow and Weller. But yeah, David Swallow, he had a great game. 3 goals, 1, 20 disposals. He did go missing after that, after half-time, but he still did look really good before half-time. 12 marks for Lukosius, 11 for McPherson, 10 for Swallow, 9 for Ballard. Tackles, 11 for Rao, 8 for Miller, 6 for Sarong. Here, 48 for Darcy, who was smashed. Ned Moyle, 48 for Darcy, 18 for Moyle, 10 for Jackson, 6 for Troll. Team stats now. And it was interesting. The Suns went by kick. The Dockers went by handball. One thing which the Dockers have been criticised a lot of this year is slow ball movement. Handballs is allowing a faster transition ball movement. 142 to 79 in that area. Went inside 53 more times. They won aspects of hit-outs, clearances 45 to 33, 15 to 12 centre, 30 to 21 stoppage. So that's all in favour of Fremantle. Had way more uncontested footy as well. Gold Coast 77 to 96 marks. I did see this stat at half time. It was a big win for the Gold Coast Suns. It was like 39 to 71 or 36 to 71. So yeah, the Dockers did come back in that second half in areas of marks. Marks inside 50, 17 to 14 in favour of the Dockers as well. The Suns did lead for most of this game, and they really did. I mean, not necessarily choke, but they really did give up a lead, and that this is a really big win for the Dockers. They go 2-4, and the Suns are 2-3, and the Suns, who need to make finals, sit themselves currently at 1-4. Alright, and now to the second part of a Friday doubleheader, this time moving to the Adelaide Oval, Richmond vs Sydney. And Richmond 11-12-78 got smashed by the Swans 18-14, 122. The Swans won by 44 in the end. After the Tigers were in this game for most of it, it was just the final quarter which was where they went missing. And that's where the Swans got a good hold on the game and comfortably won it in the end. The first 3 quarters were very, very even. The Swans always did show they had a clear lead and were probably playing better footy. But the Tigers, especially in that third quarter, that's where they managed to keep themselves in it, because half-time looked like the Swans had gotten away, especially due to the Tigers' inaccuracy in that second quarter. 2 goals 2 at quarter time, 3 goals 8 at half-time. 7 goals in that quarter for the Tigers, so 4 for the Swans. That was a really big quarter, that third quarter. That's where the Tigers looked like they were going to come in charge. But in that last quarter, 1 goal to 7 really did turn the game in the Swans' favour. Even though the Swans looked like they had the Tigers pretty well comfortably done most of the night. 35 disposals for Baker, 6 goals for Tom Papley. He was all over it. He had a great game. 122 fantasy for Baker, 8 tackles for Noah Cumberland. We'll go to AFL fantasy. 122 for Baker, not too far behind him. 108 for Papley, 111 for Hopper, 109 for Taranto. So they're 2 big new recruits doing really well in this game. 105 for Heaney, 101 for Warner, who also... his brother debuted as well. Where is he? Corey Warner. Let's see if we can find him. 32 fantasy for him. He had 8 disposals also and a goal. Will Gold, also another debutant. 35 fantasy, 9 disposals. So not too, not massive numbers, but they still popped up here and there. And Joel Amati got subbed out as well after looking really good with his 2 early goals. 6 goals for Papley, though. 4 goals for Reebok, who really did keep the Tigers in it. 2 for Cumberland, 2 for Marty, 2 for Heaney. 1 goal, 3 for Warner, who again missed out on a couple of chances. 35 disposed for Baker. 34 for Taranto. 32 for Hoppers. Talking about those big games for Taranto and Hoppo. There they are. 30 for Blakey. 26 for Trad Warner. 25 for Lloyd, Gordon and Papley. Marks now. 8 for Hayward and Mills. We'll go to tackles. 8 for Cumberland. 7 for Heaney. Hit-outs now, 30 for Laddams, 16 for Ryan, 15 for Miller, 3 for McLean, 1 for Bolter. Team stats. So again, Swans going by Kickmore, Tigers going by handball, inside 50s. Oh, hang on, wait. Inside 50s are in favour of the Swans, 56 to 64. Let's see what else we've got. Hit-outs, 32-33, not a big win there. Clearances 36 to 42 in favour of the Swans, 11 to 19 centre in favour of the Swans, 25-23 stoppage in favour of the Tigers. Let's see what else we've got. Marks, no real winner there. Marks inside 50, 12 to 10 in favour of the Tigers. Swans did lead for most of the game, and even though the Tigers did look like they were going to repel, and they were going to come, take back, take charge, they didn't in the end. They got really close, but couldn't quite. And in the end, after a great last quarter, the Swans walk away 44-point winners. Alright, 3 games on the Saturday, which is today, Brisbane and North Melbourne at the Adelaide Hills. First game, the Adelaide Hills. And then Essendon versus Melbourne, Port Adelaide Dogs is the Adelaide Oval doubleheader today. 2 big games there, especially Port Adelaide Dogs. That should be a really exciting contest as well. Both sides are in good form heading into this one. And then tomorrow on Sunday, another Adelaide Oval doubleheader, Geelong West Coast, Collingwood St Kilda. And then we've also got sandwiched in between, GWS and Hawthorn, the second game at Norwood Oval. Alright, so far, after the first 3 games, this is the ladder right now. And it is interesting. It is definitely getting interesting. So, yeah, here is the ladder. I'll go through the rest of it down here. Alright, there we go. There's the ladder. Alright, so thank you guys. It was so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Sending you guys never miss another video on the channel. Thank you guys. It was so much fun. Bye everyone. Playing footy out.